Hey everyone, Tekk here. Welcome to Tekk's Tavern. Grab a brew, pull up a chair, and let's do our, issue 1 episode of our Tekk's travels on Rift, the Storm Legion. And this will be a quick episode. I just wanted to show a couple quick things. But first of all, the new character screen. For some of you maybe who haven't seen the game in a while, they changed the background and all that. And you can kind of see some of my characters here. I basically have 2 level 50s, and then I got a bunch of other guys that aren't even level 10. So I do want to level actually a warrior character at some point. Man, she gives a good growl, doesn't she? But my mage here is my main character for right now. But let me load in, and I wanted to just real quick get in the game and show you one of the new areas, and then show you the dimensions thing real quick for some of you who may be a little interested in that. I did start playing on the expansion last night. It launched yesterday. I'm recording this the day after. And the launch was pretty smooth. I mean, they took the server down, the servers down like 3 or 4 times to do little fixes and patches because there was a lot of latency and lag going on and whatnot. Which, you know, right now I got a 78 ping there. That's not too bad. And my frame rate's down a little bit right now because I'm running fraps, and also because I have it on a little bit higher settings than I typically would. But this is one of the new areas here. This is a little town here, and I'll show you the map. I'm in an area called Cape Jewel, and I guess Tempest Bay is one of the main cities, but I haven't actually got to that yet. The little mini city that I'm in right now here is called Toulon. And as you can see here, these are the 2 new continents, and they're huge. I mean, one of these continents is almost as big as the original game area. So I mean, there is a lot to explore and a lot to see. And like I said, and for those curious, I'm kind of in a little bit of a cookie. I'm going through a build dilemma crisis right now, where I'm trying to figure out what I want to play. Right now, I'm playing a and I'll show you. I'm kind of playing a kind of a generic Stormcaller Elementalist build, which is basically, you know, 45 points in Stormcaller to pretty much get up to the top on Stormcaller and use that as your main, you know, AoE. You get a lot of AoE DPS and stuff, and then just enough in Elementalist basically to get up to where you can get the greater pets. So I can have a tanking pet and like a DPS pet, which really helps for soloing, especially having the tanking Earth Elemental pet. I've noticed it's helped me with this new content because the mobs in the new areas are pretty tough for a cloth-wearing mage. So having Spanky here to tank for me definitely helps me out some. Now right now I'm kind of wearing some of my PvP gear actually. Because I did a PvP match earlier, and but I kind of switched back there. And already in the expansion, for those that are curious about it, I mean, pre the expansion coming out, I mainly had a lot of PvP gear, you know, and I'm still even wearing PvP gear right now. If you look here, like my chest piece, you can tell it's a PvP piece because it has the Vengeance on it, which is a PvP related stat. But already in the expansion, my PvE gear kind of sucked because I really didn't run very many dungeons leveling up. Okay, I don't know what that is. But I've already been getting some upgrades pretty quickly, like green upgrades. Like this wand was a huge upgrade over the one that I had, and like this neck piece was a huge upgrade, and I think I got a ring. Yeah, I dropped this blue ring off of a random mob that was a big upgrade. So I mean, I'm already, you know, my PvE gear is getting upgraded pretty quickly. But then again, my PvE level 50 PvE gear kind of sucked before the expansion. So, and the big stat for PvE on this game, for those not familiar with it, is like for a mage at least is like hit. And like right now, my hit even isn't that. I mean, you can see I'm at 100, which for the tier 2, well, the tier 3 raid, that's classic raids. I don't know. I know I'm not where I need to be. I need to be at least 200 maybe, or 300, and I could get a little higher if I did some pots and got a, you know, ate something in particular and maybe switched 1 or 2 other little things around. I I don't have enchantments on a couple of my items that would give more. So I mean, I could probably get over 200 right now, but anyway, that's where I'm at. Now, one thing I wanted to show in this video real quick was the dimensions thing, which I'll pull up. Some people may be interested in this a little bit. I know there's been plenty of other videos out there, but you can see here the dimensions. It's kind of like your player housing, and it's an area, and you unlock different like templates and areas. Right now I only have one, which is the one you start with, the Sanguine Shores, but my understanding is I've seen one, there's one new one you can buy, but it's like 200 plat or something, which as you can see I have 112 plats, so that's not happening. But you can buy some, and then others you can like unlock, I guess, by doing certain things, certain quest lines, certain dungeons, things like that. But anyway, I only have one as of right this minute, and you can look here as you can kind of go through and look at like people on your friends list who have one, or you can look at people in your guild. Like the guild can have like a guild house one, so to speak, but my guild doesn't have one yet. And here you can see, you know, like other guild mates. So any of your guild mates can see your location, and then you can also just kind of look at public ones, and people can go into them and rank the different public ones and things like that, which is pretty interesting. So you can kind of go through here and you can browse through the different, you know, public ones that are on the list. So. And a lot of them haven't been rated yet. A lot of people just haven't really been messing with it. A ton of people are, you know, of course, with the new launch on MMO, people are quick grinding, trying to get to the top as fast as they can. So a lot of people, you know, a fair amount of people aren't even messing with this yet. But I will go ahead and go into mine real fast and kind of give you an idea what's going on. You can see they got new loading screens and all that kind of stuff, as would be expected. Okay, so this is kind of like my little player housing dimension or whatever. And I mean, people can come straight in. I mean, I was in here last night goofing around with it, and like 2 of my guildmates came running in here, and you know, came right in. You can set all your permissions and things like that. I think out on one of the other menus. Or I think on this right here, you can set their permissions for, you know, right now my permissions are set where anybody can basically come into mine, however they find it, whether it's on the public list or the guild list or whatever. And then you can set permissions like where people can move or place or pick up things and all, which I don't have any of that set right now. But you can see they use different places in the game world. So this is kind of like out in the Guardian, you know, near one of the very first areas for the Guardians. You kind of get a place right here on the on this hill over here, which I remember questing in this place. As you can see, if you go to the edges, though, you kind of do, you know, there's a boundary to how big it is, you know, and some of the ones you get, you know, get bigger and bigger, but you can add a lot of different stuff into it. I mean, just to give you an example, like these 2 trees right here, I bought both of these trees and added them there, and, you know, if I want to move them around, it has a pretty powerful edit mode. I can grab that tree and move it over there, or if I want to move it back, or if I want to have it float above the ground, or wherever you want to put it at, you can move it around. And you know, you can see some of this other stuff here. Obviously, you know, I was just kind of goofing around. I was playing around trying to build like kind of a planter item holding a plant here. So I actually had to construct all this and put the boards and all this and put the plant on it. And then I actually got a little more, you know, daring and tried to create a bookshelf. So I actually used different materials, resized a stone square like these ones here you see on the ground. I just resized it really big for the back, used some boards, lined them up to make a shelf, and put some books on it. So, you know, I was just kind of experimenting, seeing if I could do it. And you can do a lot of things too, like you can, you know, as far as the dimensions, you can do a lot of things like you can resize. You know, like this chair here, you know, I can make it really small or I can make it really large. You know, you can resize it. You can rotate it, you know, if I want to put, you know, if I want to turn it around that way, I can turn it around. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do, as far as, you know, messing around with this stuff. You know, you can see I got some torches here, and, you know, again, like I said, this was me last night spending about a half hour messing with it. I mean, actually, this bookshelf, I probably spent 20 minutes putting these boards together and lining them up to make a bookshelf. But it's pretty cool, and it's neat how they do it. And like I said, eventually you get where you can unlock, like I don't see if there's any, this is a list of the dimension items. Okay, so you can see everything that you have in here. All the areas have a different limit, so like I'm almost at the limit here. I'm at 27 to 30, so I really can't put a whole lot more in this place actually. But you unlock that stuff, and there's a vendor for all of it, and you can, like I said, there's a lot of things that eventually you start unlocking. And let me show you real quick. I'll kind of give you a quick idea before we end the video. And like I said, I kind of wanted to spend this video on the dimensions and my early experiences, and then the next video will probably have some more specific things going on. But I wanted to show you. Let me go over here, and I probably should have already been there if I was smart. But I'll run over here into this new little area. I'm still trying to figure this new little area out a little bit. And like I said, the performance is still, you know, they're working on it. I mean, I think with so many people and, you know, the new zones and everything else, performance has been, you know, hit and miss a little bit. But it's been totally playable. I mean, it isn't like some MMOs or expansion launches where the servers are down for hours and hours. I mean, they've been pretty good about it overall. This is a Dimension Engineer, which is just a fancy way for saying a home vendor. But you can see here you can buy the boards. You know, they're pretty cheap, 5 gold a piece. And there's tables and buckets and different things, rocks you can buy. There's the books I had on the bookshelf. And then see here, like this is, for instance, is the key to another dimension template. So you could change the whole look of your place if you bought this one. But there's I think those are the trees I bought right there, and the torches and all that. So you can come here and buy all this kind of stuff to dress your place up. And then, of course, I'm sure as time goes on, more and more stuff unlocks. I mean, I've heard that there supposedly was well over 200 items for Dimensions, and so obviously this is only a fraction of them. I know that through crafting, I think certain crafters can make, I think like the outfitters are able to make some furniture items too, possibly. So yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. And of course, all the crafting stuff, if you're familiar with the game, all the levels were raised from 300 to 375, so you have that to do. And of course, the main levels have been raised from 50 to 60. And they have some other things, like they added new instant adventures now for the high levels in the new zones. So I've been doing some instant adventures out here, and you can see I haven't even made a level yet. I'm only like, you know, I don't know, a third in on a level. I haven't been rushing it too much. But yeah, they got some pretty cool things that they've been adding in. I didn't check to see if they added any new chronicles. Doesn't look like. It looks like the same ones right now. But there is new dungeons and things like that. There's a new Warfront. I believe this one right here, this Carthen Ridge. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard it's pretty good. And then there's also they've added some new, there's a new random Storm Legion expert, which you can't start doing those until, I believe, like 51 or 52. Or I guess the first one here, this is one of the first new ones right here, is this Exodus of the Storm Queen, which I have not done yet. That's 50 to 54, and then everything else kind of then starts filling in after that. And that's the normal dungeons there. So those start filling in later, and then these are the expert dungeons, which of course I'm not. Those are all level 60, of course. So anyway, a lot of content, a lot of stuff to see, a lot of new things to play with. You know, new types of Rift stuff going on. They have these new quests called like Carnage quests, where you just go around and when you kill one creature, then it pops up and says, okay, you know, kill 15 of these, and you know, and then when you get done with it, you get some of the new currency, which is these Imperial, I don't know how you pronounce that, but Imperial Source Stones, which these Source Stones are used at a adventure vendor, which I haven't found one of those yet. Maybe I got to get to the main bigger city to see one of them. I haven't seen one here, unless they got them hidden somewhere. So anyway, that's it. I'll go ahead and cut it there, and like I said, the next video will probably be when maybe I'm closer to 51 or something, after maybe I do one of the new dungeons or something to that effect. So again, that's it for this issue of Tekk's Travels. I will catch you on the next one.